Here's the bottom line, is that Senator McCaskill will not support any plan to cover people with pre-existing conditions that isn't Obamacare. Obamacare was written to hold hostage people with pre-existing conditions so that you'd have to have Obamacare supposedly to get this coverage, and that's exactly what she's based this campaign on. And that's simply false. We can protect people, and we must, with pre-existing conditions, but they shouldn't be forced to pay the prices they are paying now. They shouldn't have the narrowing of networks that we are seeing all over the state because of Obamacare. And so I will work across the party lines with anybody who shares the goal of protecting those with pre-existing conditions, and I think, too, young people on their parents' insurance. But I do not think that folks should be held hostage to the liberal, failed experiment of Obamacare, and we need somebody who's not just towing the party line on this.
Senator McCaskill, did you want to respond? Because I do have a quick follow-up. Sure. And that is to Mr. Hawley. Let's just talk specifics for just a moment. Sure. The Republican alternatives to the Affordable Care Act, on the language on pre-existing conditions, this is both the House and Senate version, would assure coverage of pre-existing, but at the same time it would allow states to give insurance companies the ability to raise rates and not cover certain essential questions. So my question is that acceptable to you, or is it preferable to go to the language in the Affordable Care Act, which you file suit against?
That is not acceptable to me, what you just proposed, Judy, and certainly that's not or what you just read, and that's not my proposal. I think that I don't have a lot of sympathy, first of all, let me say, for insurance companies. I mean, someone mentioned earlier, Joe, I think that the insurance companies say that, well, we need this or that. You know, they're getting rich off Obamacare. They've got these open-ended payments that Obamacare gives them. That's your tax dollars. They're making record profits. Senator McCaskill takes more money from than anybody in Congress from the insurance industry, except for one other liberal. So I'm not too keen on the insurance industry. But I will say this, I think that we have got to require them to cover people with pre-existing conditions on the same terms as everybody else. And then the federal government should provide a guarantee for that. We can do that. It would be much less costly than Obamacare, but it would cover the folks who need the coverage.